And I'd be interested to see, are we going to see that play out differently this time? Is MSU maybe going to have learned in the multiple games they've played since and be able to switch things up and take it instead?
Well, certainly a question to be answered in the heat of battle, as Lyle and Cheese are starting off, which I believe are different leads for both sides.
That is correct. Cheese was, as I mentioned, Cheese and Nimbus were the ones that were kind of tearing through everyone. So it makes sense to kind of put Cheese at the start, potentially get started off on the right foot. But Niel didn't even see play last time, was not sent into the crew battle. And so that is possibly one alteration they are immediately making off the bat is let's fix that. Let's get the Sonic in here immediately.
Not a bad start in order to gain a lead and get things going. You guarantee Sonic gets to play his game with a 3 stocks to 3 stocks showing. And against a DDD as well, typically a character that can be picked on with raw speed. But discussing stages, get 15 stocks to 15 stocks apiece, and Smashville being the first stage of choice. Let's get it rocking here in just a moment.
Yeah, and we are seeing the Sonic into the DDD. Probably a Sonic favored matchup, and less probably and more so just straight up a Sonic favored matchup.
Yeah,
it is of Smashville though. That does make this a bit more interesting.
Very true. I mean, being able to force Sonic onto ledge is something that's rather big, with opportunities to close out stocks in abundance. There is something to be said about DDD being a rather difficult character to edge guard if he goes low, thanks to the armor on the super jump up B. However, on stage, Sonic just has so much going for him, and the ability to intercept in midair and catch landings, second to none.
Yeah, but already you can see kind of where something went wrong and where it's going better this time. Liel's Sonic is a fantastic answer into Cheese here. Just, yes, he's going to live some of these crazier things because he's such a heavyweight, but he's also such a big body that almost all of the multi-hits of Sonic will always connect.
This is where it's big, though. DDD on ledge, being able to attempt to set up a character or a player off stage for such long periods of time to get so much damage. Yet it's not lingering too long, and instead it's Cheese having to play on the back foot 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, but these little openings are all you need sometimes, right? And it's building up at this point, not anymore, but it was at least building up some rage that you can play around with. DDD does have some kind of crazy kill options in different situations, and having some rage to back them up can make a difference.
I mean, we're seeing it right now, just constantly taking hits that you can, thanks to DDD's general weight and gravity. The 2-frame forward smash whiffing yet again, but the tri-state turnaround, getting the roll behind back throw to take the first stock off of Cheese. Let's see if there's any sort of response here from this DDD, or if Lyle will get to just play runaway. Oh, that back air was so well timed.
Perfect back air there. Perfect spacing to get the hit. I mean, it's rare you see a back air that good on any character, let alone DDD. Really nice play at this point, but as you can see, Liel is still keeping that gap pretty close. Although, once again, that homing attack, not necessarily being Liel's best friend today.
Just don't use it. Okay, able to get the B reverse homing attack that time, though, in order to potentially convert into a stock. I do like the positions that Leo is putting himself on. Wow, we wanted to threaten Leo hard there from Cheese. Just take an early stock as if potentially able to. No dice, though, and it's another ledge trap.
Bit of a commitment to go for the jet hammer there, I must say. And unfortunately, was coming back to ledge and not the one standing on it, so wasn't able to really make good use of that Gordo stick. That is a nice use of the Gordo, though, to deflect it around the neutral B. Somehow didn't get hit there at all? Really?
Because you're the one that hits Gordo, it technically belongs to you.
Right.
And, so that's how you hit DDD with it, and I guess once it was stuck there, that was it was owned by Sonic.
Yeah, I realized it was hit by the homing attack and then promptly forgot when it stuck.
Happens. Wow, that up smash still didn't take the stock. So far behind here, and that up smash too slow in order to whiff punish the inhale. Cheese just looking so good here, sticking on this second stock. Leo needs to take one more to give his team a solid fighting chance, or else Cheese threatens to continue to tear through the entirety of MSU Red yet again.
Yeah, 89% on this stock. Definitely something you can try and play slow. Get that slow nickel and dime lead with, but Cheese has been doing really good at breaking Liel's space and constantly being the one on the up foot. That up tilt going to do wonders to help out as well.
Again, man.
That homing attack, you got to stop it.
You just literally just never use it.
That's the one feedback you've been given today, is stop with the homing attack, and you are blatantly disregarding it.
Unfortunately, we are but humble casters and not coaches, so we are not on site to inform Liel of one of his major tells, which any good player will punish reliably once they know that you are a homing attacker, which is like once you block the spin charge or the spin dash, you just roll out of there, or if you delay it, then you can get punished with something like an up smash, which DDD has available to him.
Yeah, we all did a really good job of keeping things close. It never really felt too much like it was one person's game over the other, but as time went on, Cheese just kept growing the lead ever so slightly, and it was enough that in the end, that's what you're left with. A very decent victory for Cheese, as MSU is working to figure out who's going to come next at this point.
Yeah, we know MSU likes to talk it out here on the sidelines. They're going to really break down what to do against Cheese in this moment to not let the bleeding open up too wide here. But with so many killers in the back, like Pharaoh, Cub, Nimbus, just waiting in the wings, you need that answer right now to be not just one that's going to be a stopgap and then you trade for a little bit. You need some really big momentum and a really big play to get you going right here and now.
Yeah. You always have, we've been seeing this consistently, but MSU Red is usually taking time in between these different battles here because they have 7 players to choose from going into any situation. And I wouldn't be surprised if right now they're going down the list of, okay, that person fell to Cheese, that person fell to Cheese, that person fell to Cheese. Who do we have left at this point who hasn't died to Cheese?
All you need is one stock, at least in this rate, and thus the stock, hopefully, will come from Diamond, presumably going his Ice Climbers this time, but hard to say. The Aegis...
We did see, I think, these two fight already. Yes, we did.
And was it the Climbers?
It was the DDD, actually. But that was in a situation where the DDD was coming in with a stock advantage. I believe only 1 stock to 2. Or 2 stocks to 3, I should say. So now with the back foot of Cheese instead having 1 stock to 3, there's definitely a window here where Diamond can close that out before it becomes a problem. But there is also the potential craziness that we saw Cheese do last time, where you potentially get 2 stocks. So we'll have to see.
Ice Climbers are a character of just very, very weird matchup spreads, so I wouldn't be surprised if they are one of those characters that are like, you know what, I do great against Fox and Wolf, but DDD, oh man, that's real hard. Let's see it goes. 3 stocks to 1, getting started in game number 2, and here we go.
Opening it up a little bit more with Hollow Bastion as opposed to Smashville. I do like this choice. The wider blast zones make things that DDD can do and was probably taking a little bit of advantage of versus the L there. They make them less viable because there's more blast zone to work with.
Didn't get the spiking hitbox from Nana, but still some solid damage in the opener thanks to that small desync combo, and all of these icicles are going to prevent Gordo from being a problem whatsoever.
Yeah, Gordo is never breaking through those. They'll bounce off each other and send an icicle back, but after that point, I mean, there's a Gordo headed your way and 1 tiny icicle headed the other. I think we know who's coming out the victor there.
Absolutely. We're just seeing Diamond dominate center stage, dominate that shield as well, but a good response from Cheese in order to get out of a dangerous scenario. Really fighting for that single stock despite the damage that he has taken thus far. Yo, Nana.
Nana was charging.
Yeah, no, Nana was ready. The up air not going to do it. See, back air maybe? No, there's turnaround up tilt. Desyncing within the turnaround animation so that Popo's up tilt comes out. Then Nana is able to charge the smash attack as she's in turnaround. Nice little desync there, and a phenomenal way to end off a stock and prevent one of the demons from last crew battle that they played here today. Just instantly shut down on the side of this Ice Climbers, leading to a game number 2, or player number 2 on the part of Rutgers A being Cub.
Yeah, I was alluding to the potential threat of that DDD taking multiple stocks, and it was comfort all throughout for Diamond. Nothing looking rough or rocky at all, just smooth sailing.
Yeah, contemplate the matchup and the players here on this side. Cub did go the Corrin last time, so makes a lot of sense for this to be the automatic pick once Diamond was on screen. Just a reliable and mass way to swat both climbers, to separate them reliably, and to keep them juggled and in the air.
Yeah. I think Corrin is probably the good choice here because that sword can pretty easily punch through both climbers at the same time and can definitely disrupt and separate them as well.
Not to mention the long sweeping nature of most of Corrin's hitboxes, like Nair covering both sides for a long time, Fair sweeping all the way in front with the susceptibility to catch jumps out of shield and approaching jumps in the like, and then up air reaching from side to side and all of that space, and the ability to take stocks. Corrin's sound design may be really mediocre, but her hitbox design is insane.
Yeah, well, here we go. I think possibly the first time today we've seen a 4-player versus 4-player start where both stock counts were even. 12-12 has not been a stock count we've seen thus far, and hey, I'm all here for it. It's another great start to this game.
And in a way to end off the day, like to decide who gets to go into the finals, that was really dangerous from Diamond, by the way. What masterful control of Nana to potentially set up a forward air after that side B. But still, it's looking like it's all Cub right now in the opening of this game number 2. Game number 3.
Yeah, great to break through the defenses here, and constantly doing so time and time again. Combos that would normally work if you had Nana aren't working because Nana is being sent to the blast zones, and you kind of got to go save her.
Nana functions on her own percentage, and I'm really wondering what that is, because she's been taking a beating.
Judging off of how much further she was sent, I want to say roughly about 110% right now would be my rough estimate.
I could see it. Oh my god.
Might be closer to 130 at this point.
Oh, and then the turnaround to get the charge, but great SDI, and the up B reversal, not even taking Nana, that was taking Popo stock. Maybe some missed DI on the part of Diamond, but the first stock going to Cub and staying safe and away from all of these ledge traps. This might do it though with the up tilt. Missing to confirm, but the pressure from Diamond was still kept up to the tune of 110%.
I was kind of hoping we'd see a little bit of the notorious vicious Nana that occurs after Popo dies, but did not see that at all. Instead, going to find the stock reliably without having to lose any percent yourself. And now Diamond actually maybe has the chance to build a bit of a lead here on a fresh stock.
Oh, hitting the side B means you're eating multiple up airs, 4 in total, 2 from each climber. Instant 60 after that side B out of shield. But it's... wow, that connected. I was ready for Cub to like juggle there and like intercept the slow fall down air, and yet it managed to connect and take a Diamond out of a rough situation, but still relatively even. And as long as both climbers are separated, you're feeling pretty good. Ooh, what a scramble.
Yeah, every now and again, I mean, there's I think some knockback. I'm not going to say glitch, because at this point it might as well be a feature since it hasn't been patched out, where those aerials that always send you at consistent speeds can be slow felled sometimes like that instead. And that timing mix-up can really make things work. As you can see, kind of led in a roundabout way to Cub losing the second stock before Diamond did.
Yeah, super close game, and the potential for MSU Red to take a lead is pretty massive at the moment. Diamond, one of the better players on the team, threatening to just have a little bit of a run, but Cub is keeping him on the back foot, and Sopo is certainly not the character that is typically built for deep stock-taking potential. Yeah, 2 climbers.
Oh boy, that looked like a bad situation that could have led to some desync loops. Getting out of that with 77%, which you should be thankful that's all you took there. Diamond has mastery of these desyncs and is really working to make Cub get back here.
The sweeping up air as well to catch these jumps. Corrin's typically low airspeed, making things super hard, and the chase down as well. The stock taken instantly from Diamond, netting 4 stocks of his own now and looking to keep going. As who is going to sit down next? It's Pharaoh.
I like that. Yeah, you're getting rocked a little bit by this ice climber. You kind of need to send in one of your bigger threats to kind of put out the fire. And it potentially pulls some other options to come out sooner as well. You know, some other characters and players that you might have tried to hold for your anchor, some of your better players, are now going to maybe be pulled out early off the bench to deal with Pharaoh.
Yeah, I mean, MSU Red does have a pretty massive team on the whole, but this Yoshi is set up to be in a really prime position, as ice climbers can be a little bit awkward for Yoshi, but of all the other characters left on the roster, Yoshi does really well into most of them except for Samus. This pull from Pharaoh will basically require, after Diamond gets out, depending on if he's able to take however many stocks, I'm willing to bet the next player coming off the bench from MSU Red will be Yobi. That is, of course, assuming Diamond doesn't 3-stock Pharaoh with his 1 stock, which would be crazy.
Yeah. Well, here we go. We got to get the SDs out of the way, but we'll be going right into the game here with none other than Pharaoh.
Pharaoh getting ready to go. Taunts are off, some movement beginning, and we are off to the races in this next game here from the final crew battle here today. Oh, big backer.
Pharaoh absolutely getting things started on the right foot here, not taking that much percent, able to break up the climbers and put more percent onto Popo rather than Nana, which is what you want if you can do it. That is the one that matters at the end of the day, after all.
Last time I saw Pharaoh specifically play this matchup was at Santa Paws last year, where they lost 3-2 to, was it Riku? Steve Climbers? I don't remember, but it is certainly a matchup that he has played before in excess, but man, oh man, is this a great start on the part of Diamond. Pharaoh getting a little bit antsy right now when it comes to trying to get out of this corner, playing patient, but knowing that they have to press, yet Diamond is just covering the space and hitboxes.
Yeah, Pharaoh looked really confident at the start here, but bit by bit, it has gone more and more the way of Diamond, and that hammer coming down. Pharaoh doesn't look as confident as he did at the start of the round here.
It's honestly like such a huge turnaround. The up smash will hit Nana, but not Popo. Oh, and they managed to team back up. Nana intercepting with the downbeat ice breath. Like, what a position to be in, but they're separated yet again. Yet these little hitboxes go such a long way. Up until Pharaoh was able to find that back air. So many times Diamond was able to escape trouble with just a clip of a hitbox, and yet he was able to take a stock and put his total at 5 stocks, and MSU Red up 1 stock going into the 3rd player.
Yeah, you could see towards the end there, Pharaoh was just kind of throwing out all the kill aerials, the up airs, the back airs, like, get out of here, please. I don't want to risk losing another stock. And eventually it worked out, but later than you wanted it to, for sure.
All right. It is going to be Narwhal stepping up to the plate next in a solid middle seed here for the team as that like transition from the early game to the mid game to the late game. But presumably, because she's coming up against Pharaoh, this is going to be the Dark Samus showing off from Narwhal as opposed to the Bowser.
Yeah, we have seen both come out today in different matchups, and it is in fact going to be the Dark Samus, as you called. I do think this is a good choice into the Yoshi, especially here.
Absolutely. Not only a good choice into Yoshi for all that Samus provides, but also an amazing one into Pharaoh, who continuously places Samus as his worst matchup. Yet, because it's his worst matchup, it's one that Pharaoh studies endlessly, able to find wins on Samus players across Tri-State like Sailor Waiaki. So he knows what he should be doing against Samus, and these first two stocks excellently display that.
Yeah, starting off with a 0 to death, immediately evening up the scores, and then taking 71 on the second stock right after that. Brutalizing start for what is supposed to be your worst matchup here.
And it goes without saying, like, oh, wow, he ducked under that with the down tilt. That's matchup knowledge, knowing how low Yoshi crouches and how you can counterplay Charge Beam effectively. But it is worth saying that this is a relatively new character for Narwhal, not nearly as experienced as with her Bowser. And some of that is showing a little bit given how well Pharaoh is playing against her right now using Samus's bread and butters. Wow.
Almost makes you think somebody might have been lying a little bit about how bad they were at this matchup.
Hey man,
Pharaoh,
I'm just telling you what Pharaoh told me.
Pharaoh, were we truthful? Were we telling the truth? Did we perhaps embellish?
There is worth saying that there are players, very good players in the world.
Oh my god, dude! What are you doing? This is your worst matchup! You're supposed to lose that one!
Holy moly, what absolute demolition.
You saw...
Not even close.
You saw the first egg lay, went for a forward air right after that, got Sour Spot, didn't kill, and instead of backing off, went, nah, I'm gonna do it again, and got the spike. Insane play.
So there's on paper and then there's in practice a lot of ways. And on paper, Yoshi loses this matchup, and Pharaoh will tell you that endlessly. However, man, oh man, did Pharaoh put in the time to learn that matchup, I guess, better than any Yoshi in the US, because he made that look free.
Yeah.
And thus,
whoa.
Ooh, man. And thus, for his troubles, he gets the next Samus.
Yes. We've had first Samus, yes, but what about second Samus?
You know, maybe Samus's small differences are gonna help the air-to-air game against Yoshi. Maybe, could be.
Yeah, maybe. But regardless, crazy start by Pharaoh, now going into Yabi, who is more familiar on the character, doesn't have that co-main of Bowser. But even still, Pharaoh not making this look like an easy matchup.
And now he is putting out so much damage. It looks like he was offended that he lost the stock to Diamond and just decided never again.
Oh my god, you gotta stop going for these fairs! They're going crazy!
Bread and butter Samus is not gonna work out here. I mean, there's a reason that players like Mia put Yoshi in their top 3. And while I think that's blasphemous, Yoshi is a very, very good character because his native strength relies in base attributes. He's fast. He's got good buttons. He can power through many dangerous scenarios thanks to double jumps negative armor. Like, you can't just counterplay that with bread and butters when you're playing against a player as skilled as Pharaoh. Does it help to play a good matchup? Yes. Does it mean you're going to auto-win? Absolutely not.
To give some fairness to Mia, he is fighting Yushigura on a regular basis, but hey, there's a spike to return. Getting one in exchange for what I think was Pharaoh's 3rd or 4th spike of the day. So, You got something. Thumbs up.
Yeah, it's a big start. And just taking one stock here, you only need to take 2.
That is true. You are working with the stock advantage.
Man, oh man, it's Pharaoh putting in the work here. 141 on Yabi here, able to confirm with the charge beam into that dash attack. But what a bait.
Wow. Just that airspeed, able to bait out an option, committed and fell for it, and that was enough for Pharaoh to just get in, hit the up smash, and say, bye-bye, here's your last stock. Potentially going to make it a full player lead here as well.
Hunting away, that's for sure. After such a close start, Pharaoh walked in and said, I'm going to dominate my theoretical worst matchup and turn this into something big. Missing the uppers, though. I like the mix-up in DI there from Yobi. Uh-oh, you have your jump and all your resources able to make it back, no problem. Man, we're heading back into a super tight end game of what can kind of feel like MSU's last legs if they miss it. And another spike from Pharaoh turns this set, this crew battle again on its head, putting MSU Red down to their final player, which seems like it's going to be Vile stepping up to the plate. Meanwhile, Pharaoh on his last stock, and with a rub of the nose and 2 players remaining, Rutgers A in firm control.
MSU did a really good job at the start of making it look like they weren't going to have the same issue as last time. They had the stock lead. They had so much control. And then Pharaoh just took it away and ran as far as he could. You still have Nimbus and Taya waiting in the wings here. Nimbus being the person who dismantled this team last time. And now you've only got one person left standing in the way. What do you do here, Ubel?
You get 3 stocks, and you got 3 people. You don't lose a stock to Pharaoh. You lose 1 stock to whoever is next, either Nimbus, presumably Nimbus, and then you don't lose a stock to the final player either. Like, you just win, forehead.
Because at the end of the day, that's the only advice you need.
You gotta, at this point, like, you're behind the 8 ball, so at this point, you pick your best stage, you go against Pharaoh, and you just try to make plays. You don't risk it all, of course. Like, that's not something that you have the luxury of doing. But if you see an opportunity where to set up and take a stock, you go for it.
Yeah. All right, well, here we go. Vile trying to get things started here. I do feel like Yoshi's double jump armor provides a unique problem for Terry to have to work around. Another kind of aerial-based character. Has a lot of combos that will start on the ground, but get up into the air. And if you have just enough of a gap to get the double jump out, that'll be enough for Yoshi to slip through.
Oh, that nair into F tilt follow-up was so nice, but just going for the jab into the power dunk. A good start here from Vile is pretty massive. Force the other 2 players to beat you. Don't let Pharaoh continue this momentum, because momentum is killer in any game, but particularly in crew battles.
Yeah. All right, Go is online. You really don't want to lose the stock to Pharaoh here. You got to close it out right now. Oh, swinging with the Gazer, but is going to get the Buster Wolf following it up. Maybe a little bit of a panic option, but hey, it covered it and you got the stock, so it was actually incredibly cold and calculated.
Yeah, Vile's been known to let it rip a little bit as just part of his mojo. I mean, we saw the Power Geyser instantly. Like, as soon as it whiffed, he was buffering the Buster Wolf. So, hey, it worked out in that case. Terry does have very small windows to punish, so hey, you take advantage of that. You take advantage of the floaty nature that Yoshi can be to find a stock and find an opportunity to get through the next 2 games. Nimbus stepping up to the plate with Pitaya waiting in the wings. 6 stocks to 3. All you got to do is win.
Yeah. And it does look like Nimbus, yeah, as you said, going to be the one stepping up. I mean, he was again the hero that took him down last time. So Can absolutely see it just being a very quick 3 stocks going to Nimbus here. But hey, if Vile makes something happen, that could be crazy.
Terry's scary, like especially once you get above that 100% marker, and Terry gets like the ball rolling. Particularly a player that just plays with reckless abandon, like Vile can, as we saw in the last game, like just super willing to play the mix up and force his way in. Like that can get into your head really, really quickly. Hopefully, for Nimbus's sake, he's able to play with a lot more wide stages and just general control over the game state. And luckily, he will have counterpick advantage, and Rutgers will, in general, have their stage choice for the next 2 games.
Yeah. Oh, and I like the music choice stepping up to the plate. I love anything Free Houses, frankly. So I'll always be here for that. But we've got the Terry. Did I hear Joker for a second there?
Yeah, he selected Joker, but he's locking in the Terry.
Okay, I was a little confused. I was like, "Oh, that'd be fun."
Nope,
but also
not allowed.
Not how Cruise works.
Nope,
that's we've discussed already.
Imagine, like you could, instead of locking in a character, you could lock in 2, like as options. That would
shake up the meta. That'd be interesting.
It would be really, really crazy. Just like as innate, like selecting players into certain other players and certain other characters. But I digress. You know, we're seeing Nimbus and Vile get right off the bat and instantly forward tilt into crack shoot for some massive damage on the part of Vile.
Yeah, great opener here for Vile. Not really getting a big combo going, just kind of getting raw hits here and there, but they're hits that are working out in your favor. And we can see Nimbus now trying to do the same, but Vile breaking through, and now we're kind of back to the same evenish percent, around 70-80 here. Both players, though, climbing high and trying to look for their kill options quick.
I really like that Nimbus tends to let rip a read from on ledge early, so that way he has time later to potentially find a reaction stock or a reaction option. But man, oh man, was Vile playing up tempo there, getting back on stage with a burn knuckle, and then running up and anticipating the jump with just the jab. Beautifully played.
Yeah, great anticipation and catch there. That up B really doing good to lock out of the jab, and now Nimbus, while you're on a fresh stock, you are staring in the face of Go, which can kind of cause some crazy percent swings if you're not too careful. Is going to get the forward throw, though, and is going to start looking for something off stage, but not going to find it, and Vile slips by.
That's massively close to just ending a stock right there, but instead, Vile chilling with Go, sent back off stage at 140. Makes it back no problem thanks to the crash shoot.
What a wait there, trying to find some option, but the rapid jab of Bowser Jr., I believe the best jab for killing in the game. I think maybe, yeah, if not, it's like Kazuya. But you absolutely take that. And now Vile really put on the back foot by that swing of momentum. Nimbus gets the 3rd kill with that upbeat today. Every single time we've seen Nimbus on stream, he's gotten a kill with that upbeat. Are you kidding me right now?
He's taking advantage of mediocre recoveries in a way that I don't see many Ultimate players at like any level really do. Like, you don't see many prolific edge guarders in this game, and Nimbus is trying to make his name as one.
Yeah, and very much has the potential to right here. Is finally going to get this momentum stuffed by that jab upbeat, but you have put Vile down to 1 stock. You've still got the tie in the wings. Even if you go down here, you have more than done your job, and you have weakened Vile for your anchor.
But why not just end the game right here if you can? 89, almost 100%, just 0.3 off. The down to... Yo.
Wow. What a way to end it with the Mecha Koopa. Missed tech, not expecting it. That sends Vile home, and that sends Rutgers in the bracket. They're going to be joining Stevens Red at the Scarlet Classic for the finals of this in a couple of months.
That sets the stage for a massive, massive Scarlet Classic. Typically, the Scarlet Classic has crew battles and has like collegiate events all over with a multitude of games from League of Legends to Valorant to like everything in between, Dota as well, other fighting games. Yet rarely has it been a buildup of a multiple month, like half year circuit going on from since the start of the first fall semester last year. There'd been many colleges competing for points at a multitude of events that were at and streamed on the Collision stream. But man, it'll be exciting to see it wrap up in a few months at the Scarlet Classic with Rutgers trying to defend home turf up against Stevens, a classic rival.
Yeah, congratulations to both teams on your qualifiers. It has been absolutely fantastic watching the gameplay today. I've been here all day, so I think it's about time we say goodbye to these wonderful people who have been staying with us today. Thank you for joining us on Collision Series TV. I've been Weimer. That's been Hubel. We had Ritual on earlier today. Thank you for joining us.
Have a good night, everybody.